to not mention Delaney Thomas. For 20 rebounds, she's the 6th different player in history to get at least 20 rebounds, the first since 2014. We'll start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions for Coach.
Just, outstanding second half performance by us, and just overall really proud of our team. To win the ACC regular season title the first time in 13 years is a special accomplishment, and to win a regular season title like now in Power 4 is just really challenging to do, and for this group to be able to do that speaks to their consistency, over a long period of time, over 3 months. It speaks to their connectivity, how tight they were, and it speaks to how much of a team we are, because we had different performances from different people on different nights. We didn't always play our best, night in and night out, but we found ways to win, and that's what it takes to win this. And so for all of our players, just a special accomplishment. Really proud of them.
Kara, what changed at halftime? What did you do in the second half?
Well, I actually thought something changed from the first to the second quarter. The first quarter we gave up 20 points, which is atypical for us on the defensive end, and then I think they had 2 points for a long stretch in that second quarter, a long stretch, and then we were able to keep them to a single-digit quarter. And so when you look at the last 3 quarters of our defense, we gave up 32 points in 3 quarters, which is really, really high-level stuff. So I thought more so than the halftime, the change was defensively, we got more locked in and were able to get more stops. And then that helped fuel our pace. We started to get out in transition, get some early punches, get some open threes, get some attacks, and we started rolling there on offense in the second half.
Talk about Delaney's 20 rebounds.
Delaney Thomas is fearless. She's a winner. She's so underappreciated, I think, conference-wide for what she does, offensively and defensively for us every single night. She's one of the best at steals per game in the league. When you look at her statistically as a forward, which is really, really impressive. And then her scoring and her rebounding, her efficiency scoring the ball and her rebounding, just a monster performance by her and Toby, in a game that we needed to clinch the title.
Coach, was the regular season ACC title on your guys' mind before the game? Is that something you were aware of and instill a message to your team, or is that kind of just like an added bonus after you get the win?
Yeah, I think you just speak reality into your group. Like they know, they read online, or they see the posts and stuff. They know we're 1 win away. So yeah, we talked about it. What an opportunity for us at home, where we played really well here in Cameron, to win. And I don't know a better scenario. You have a home game to win to clinch a regular season championship. You would take that at the start of the season every year if they gave that to you scenario, right? You take it because you put yourself in this position. For us to clinch it a game early is awesome too, and we have an opportunity now to win an outright title if we can win on Sunday, and so there's motivation for us as well on Sunday, but to win this is just awesome. And I look at the program and where it was when we got here. We were the worst team in the ACC, and now last year we win our first ACC tournament title in 12 years. This year we win our first regular season title in 13 years. Amazing to see what this group of players has been able to do to lift us to one of the best programs in the league now.
Coach, I was out in Vegas with you guys, and obviously against UCLA, that was a whole different team than we're seeing now. What are the 1 or 2 things you kind of seen? Obviously, it's kind of been a team-wide growth, and you said improvement. What are the 1 or 2 things you kind of seen the biggest improvement that you think made the difference?
Just a continuity. When you look at our team's journey, it's really layered. And one of the things we haven't talked about a lot is we have a ton of talent sitting over on that bench that's out for the year, And that's something I don't think this team has gotten proper credit by people at large. Everyone loves to talk about that we were preseason ranked 7 and that we started 3-6, but nobody likes to talk about that we lost 3 players and they're out for the season. One of them is one of the best defensive players in the league, 2-year starter for us. One of them is the highest ranked guard that we've ever recruited. One of them is one of my most reliable and consistent role players. And we've done this with a 7-man rotation with 3 big-time players out for the year. We've had more talent sitting out for the year than any other team in contention. And so it took us time to find continuity with our new group because we spent all summer and preseason playing with those players. We spent all summer and preseason gaining continuity and connection with those players. And then one by one, those players were taken out of the group. So we had to figure out with the remaining group how we could best play. And we had to find ourselves. Not to mention, Ariana wasn't fully healthy to start the season and missed games. And so it's a nice bow to tie on if you just want to surface it and say preseason ranked 7, 3-6, now ACC champs. You're really undervaluing the journey and the toughness that lies in that locker room to have 3 players out for the year. And with 7 players, be able to win one of the best leagues in the country. That's what those guys have done. And they didn't use it as an excuse. They just kept playing, and they kept winning. And that, to me, on top of all the adversity we faced with losing and everyone, kind of jumping off our train, that's what's so impressive about these guys. Their resilience and their competitiveness is second to none.
Winning the ACC Regular championship is always a huge compliment, but does it make it any more special to do this with Ash and T, seeing to have your bond with them?
Absolutely. Ash and T, what they've meant to me as a coach and what they've meant to our program going into their senior year. And you hope this for all your players, but specifically your seniors in their senior year. You hope that they can play well. You hope that they can stay healthy. But you really hope that they can have an opportunity to have different memorable times through the year. So for them to have a permanent memory now of winning an ACC championship on their home court, their last home regular season game as seniors, to be able to have the trophy out on the court, to be able to have another banner in Cameron for an ACC championship. I couldn't think of a better way to talk about them and talk about this group and what they've meant. So they were, usually I'm the emotional one behind closed doors, and they were all emotional tonight. When I went in the locker room. And because it means something to them, and they're so proud of their bond and what they've meant together. So I was a little taken aback because normally I'm the one that gets emotional, and they were emotional. And so I think it just speaks to how much this title means to them, means to us, and how much they wanted to win it for T and Ash.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations, Coach.